Welcome to episode 11 of the Game Plan Online. My name is Nick Dillon. This is Paul Mitchell, and with us today is Ramco A great coach Barry Gavranich. Welcome, Barry.
Thanks, Nick.
G'day, Barry.
Thanks, Paul. Good to be here.
Yeah, great to have you on board, mate. Well, firstly, mate, we'll get straight to it. Your boys knocked our boys off on the weekend. Give us a bit of a touch up. So I imagine you'd be pretty happy with the way things are going down there at the moment.
Yeah, things are going well at the moment. Boys are up and about, feeling pretty happy about themselves. And yeah, it looks like that they might play finals. So yeah, everything's going well, and looking forward to this week's game against Brownswell. So
yeah, it's a big challenge, isn't it, to play against Brownswell, because they're undefeated at the moment and they're travelling along pretty nicely, but you'd have to give yourself a fair chance to knock them off this week.
Yeah, well, last time we played them at their ground, we had a few out. They had a few out as well, but I think on the smaller oval we're going to have a real crack at them, and yeah, we should see how far we've come since last time we played them. So
definitely
looking forward to it. Yep.
Excellent.
How have you managed to turn things around from last year? I know it's your first year at the club,
Yep.
Barry. How have you managed to turn things around? How did you attract those players to the club, and have you got ex-Ramco guys who've come back to the club as well?
We'll start off in October when I met with Craig Till, the president, and I spoke to a few guys in Adelaide who had connections with players, and I knew the type of players we need to get. I looked at the list that Ramco had last year, and I knew they had a lot of young guys, and if I could just get them to believe that what I was trying to do, it would work out. So we started training in January. From the first night at training, had a lot of guys out, about 20 come out, and we trained them hard, and they could see that things were going to work out. They didn't believe it at first, they could see that things probably were going to work out. We had trial games, and once the first trial game come about and we had these guys from Adelaide come up, they could see things were going to work. So it's just rolled on from there. So it's a momentum thing, and the guys have all been great. They've got on board and stuck with it, so it's good. And like anything, you start winning a few games and people start coming back and
I was about to mention
getting a bit
that,
excited. So
obviously got Maxi Baddick back, which is great, and he's kicked something like 40 goals in 5 games, and Jamie O'Callaghan, ruckman. So they're two players from Ramco's recent history who have been absolute stars, and to get them back is a great bonus for them.
It's been good. And the thing is, with the guys last year, they knew they were going to lose most games that they went into, so they were up against it straight away, so they couldn't really play any football. They were just copying it every week, and with the new players coming in and winning, they can play their own game and they can play set positions and give themselves a chance, and they're not just chasing jumpers all day. So yeah, it's been good.
So some of those guys coming back that you just mentioned, Nick, so they're 0 points as well, is that?
Yeah, they would be, yeah.
So that would help you to be able to bolster give you some room in the points, doesn't it?
For sure,
Yeah.
yes, yep.
So I imagine the atmosphere would be, well, you weren't there last year, but have the boys told you what the atmosphere was like last year when the team went winless compared to now when you're up and about?
Yep. They've always said that it's been a good social side, okay, but this year they've noticed that a lot of old supporters have come back. A lot of old people supporters are staying longer, drinking, and just the feel there is a lot different, and it's just growing. So our last home game against Cobby, the oval was packed. You couldn't get a park there, so it's really good, and a lot of even Waikerie people coming to watch as well after their game. They come and watch us after the juniors and that. So it's like anything. People like people when they're winning. So
it's success.
It's good. It's very good.
And we obviously made mention of it in Tuesday's paper about the relocation. That must be massive news. Can you tell us how all that come about with the club and Waikerie as well?
Well, we found out about it last week. Craig Till brought all the players in for a meeting. He wanted to speak about it before it got out in the media, so he just made everyone aware. At first, a lot of people thought it was going to happen straight away. So once Craig outlined that it's going to be a few years down the track, it's just in its early stages. I think more and more people are warming to the idea. It's not a merger of clubs or anything like that. It's just one sporting precinct in Waikerie where both teams would share it, and netball teams would share it, and maybe hockey or anything like that. It's just going to be one main venue. So I think the more people think about it and see a plan or anything like that, they'll keep growing with it, because I think it'll be great.
That was my next question. How do you feel about it?
It'd be great. It'd be great for the community, for the district and that, and the town itself, to have one big sporting venue. I've seen it at other country towns and that. It'd be great. all new. Anything new is good. So I think it'd be good, and it'll draw more people because we've got to keep growing the footy with soccer and that coming in. So anything like that would be good, I'd say. Yep.
Yeah, and I guess the netballers would be on side too, wouldn't they?
Yeah, that's one thing that Ramco were looking at. Make sure there's new netball facilities there. So we like to keep the netball and football the same. And I think with Waikerie they like to have their netballers there as well. Just make easier for families and a great atmosphere if that could happen. So
that's excellent. And what about some of the old club stalwarts that have been around for years? Are they open to the move?
Yep. As I said, the Snapper's open. Craig Till's open to it. Kim Till's open to it. There's going to be guys who aren't, but like I said, as it goes on longer and longer, they'll warm to it. But it's good, and it's good that Waikerie wanted it as well.
Yeah.
With Henry talking highly of it, so it'll be good for the town.
That's
Very
excellent.
good.
Well, it's a massive change, isn't it, from where you were at the end of last year, 0 wins and things not looking well, to all of a sudden a new base, the team's performing well. That's excellent.
It was, and credit to Craig Till and the committee as well. It's hard to take on a coach with promises everything, and they took that chance, and things are paying off now. And it's a very good feeling down there.
You previously coached under 13s at Waikerie though, is that right?
Yeah, for the past 2 years, in 13 and 14.
Yep.
I was there and coached them. Just the opportunities weren't there at this stage to go any higher. And having coached senior football before, I wanted to get back into it, and just met with Craig Till in October, and spoke about what I could bring, what he had, and that, and things just rolled on from there. So,
Is Kim Till still out there trying to get a kick or not?
Actually, Kim helps me on Saturdays. He's become my assistant coach, and he's got some good ideas, and he just flicks through the ideas during the match, and some of his moves have paid off. So I'll give him great credit for that. He's a very, very smart football man, Kim Till. So.
I imagine he'd be pretty happy to be on the sideline, no doubt. He's been trying to retire for years.
And after seeing his brother Craig play 300 the other day, he probably was getting a bit itchy. But no, he's got some hand injuries at the moment. So, but I've seen him train, and he'd be very good though. He'd be a good player.
Yeah, for sure.
He'd be good.
And just lastly, mate, the grand finals at Ramco this year, which is great, great for the club.
Yep.
And Ramco has always, since you guys have come into the independent competition, has always played Ramco Oval really well.
Yep.
How much or how important would that be to, if you reach the grand final, to be able to play it at home?
It'll be very important. It's only just starting now. The boys are starting to talk about it, that the grand final is there. I mean, it's always been in the back of their mind, but I think now they're seeing that we're going to possibly play finals, that we're a real chance to have a grand final there, and you've got to take those opportunities while there. Not many teams get to play at their home ground in the grand final, so and a lot of teams don't like coming to Ramco. I always hear Brownswell on the radio saying they don't like the pasty shape oval and stuff like that. So we'd love to have it, and any advantage we could get would be fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. That's good. No worries, Barry. We'll just go through this week's ins and outs from all the matches, and we'll start off with the Riverland games, and we've got Loxton North and Waikerie in the first match. Now, Loxton North obviously coming off a big loss to Barmera Monash on the weekend, and Waikere's off a win against Berry, so it's an important game for both teams. Ins for North are Justin Proud, James Searles, Jake Vaughan, Brogan Whitelaw and Luke Worsfold in for his first game, coming across from Wonka, which is great. And but some big outs with Anton Cook, Ruckman Jared Cranmer, Blake Henschke out, Tyler Oxlade and Matt Wolford. So some big outs there. But also a big, actually I'll mention that a bit later. We'll get on to Waikerie. Ins for Waikerie, Amos Frank, Jacob Hahn and Ryan Shaw, and no outs at this stage, but Ryan Shaw will make his debut for Waikerie. And for Loxton North, Ryan Proud will play his 200th game for the club, a bit of a pioneer favourite, 2 times premiership player, best and fairest winner at the club. He's won the Murray Pioneer Best on Ground award as well, and he actually turns 28 on Saturday for the game as well, so it's a big day for Ryan and the Panthers. What are your thoughts, Mitch?
Look, if this game was a week earlier, I would have almost tipped Loxton North, but after the way they got spanked by Barmera last week, which was out of character for Loxton North, and Waikerie just got over the line against Berry, so it's a real tight one. I'm probably just going to lean towards Waikerie.
Yep.
Okay.
Good to see Ryan Shaw getting his first game in the seniors, a good young player for Waikerie. And I think Waikerie are just building, so I reckon I'm going to go for Waikerie as well, even though it's at Loxton North. So Waikerie for me.
I'm going to make it 3 out of 3 for Waikerie, just on the back of all those outs for Loxton North. It's going to be hard to cover those guys, even with the good ins they've got coming in. Mitch, you want to grab the next game, mate?
Yeah, okay. The second game of 3 ripping games in the A-grade comp this weekend. There's some good ones in the independents as well. Barmer at home to Loxton. Loxton on the top side. So ins for Barmer, we've got Cade Bose, Ben Harrington and Captain Matty Layson. And outs we've got Brody Frid, Ryan Landcake and Jake Smith, who is an important out. We haven't got any ins and outs for Loxton at this stage, but of course the Tigers have been flying along. Dillo, who do you like in this one?
Loxton for me, those two outs, Landcake and Smith in particular, are big outs, both with hamstring injuries. It's going to really hurt them. And Smith apparently was just carving up early on Saturday before he went off. So, and Landcake's kicked a lot of goals, and Loxton for me.
Yep. I'll go for Barmer at home.
Yep.
I'll go for Barmer.
No worries.
This is probably the hardest game of the 3 to pick. I'll probably just go the Tigers in a real tight one.
Yep, beautiful. And the last game of the Riverland Games is Berry versus Renmark, and just a one in for Berry with Brad Dolan coming in and Mark Hamilton out. No ins and outs for Renmark at this stage, but Berry, at the moment, 4 losses in a row after starting the year with 5 wins. But speaking to Terry Lefty during the week, and he's confident the wheel will turn and things will start to become good. They're not far off it. They've only lost the last 3 by a combined total of 25 points. Renmark, bit of a shock to come back to earth against Loxton last week, but they're still up and about, and they were up against a good side last week, so it should be a good game. Mitch, your tip?
Look, I think Berry, as you said, Renmark not far away. And had been playing well up until last week, but maybe just Berry.
Yeah, Barry?
Yep, but I'll go Berry at home.
Yep.
So I think they'll get back on the winning list this week.
Yeah, I'm going to go Renmark in an upset. I don't think I've tipped Renmark so far this year, so I better give them one tip for the year. And I think if they're going to get their season back on track, this will be the one, I reckon, to give them a bit of hope and coming into the last 6 or 7 games. So Renmark for me.
All right, we'll move on to the independents now, and we'll start off with probably the least important of the games. We've got Cobby at home to Marook. In for Cobby, we've got Jason Goodfellow, Alex Lucani, excuse me if the pronunciation's wrong there, Dean Mitchell and Matty Rayson, and out we've got Matt Liddell. And for the Warriors, we've got in Craig Britton, and out some pretty huge outs, Sam Hershey, Matt Morrell and Ben Will, but despite those outs, I'll stick with Marook to get, I think it's only win number 2 on the board, will it be for the season?
If they win this one.
If they win this one, yes, I'll go with Marook.
Yep.
Dillo?
Barry?
Yeah, I'll go for Marook as well. They were not bad when they played us, so yeah, I'll go for Marook. Yep.
They're still a pretty competitive unit, I think. And Sam Hershey being out would probably have hurt him most weeks other than this. He got 2 yellow cards last week, which is the reason he's missing this one.
I did hear that.
But yeah, Marook Kingston should win comfortably, I think. The next game is Barry's team, Ramco up against Brownswell, and ins for Ramco so far just the one. Bo Jinks back in the side and Chris Allen out, and for Brownswell you'd be licking your lips at these outs, Barry, because they've got Michael Reichstein, Pat Flavel, Trent Crockett and Jock McNeil out, who are all pretty quality players there, and coming in Jack Hyde, Chris Leach, Brandon Martin, Justin Martin, Sean Martin and Callan Wall, so bit of a different mix there for Brownswell this week with a bit of quality out. How do you reckon you're going to match up against them, mate?
I think we'll do all right. I think the guys, after we spoke at training last night, how we want to play this week, they're all up and about. Like I said to you earlier, the boys, they just get about their business. It is 1 week of time for them, and I think we'll crack in hard this week. We'll take it up to them and see how things go. As long as we keep playing our game, we're confident we can get the job done. So yeah, it should be a good game.
Excellent. Mitch?
Dillo, what can you tell me about the Martin brothers? Haven't seen Brownswell this year.
They're good honest goers, but certainly not in the quality of some of the guys that are coming out of the side.
Right.
But they'll be there and have a crack, that's for sure.
Look, I don't know much about the ins, and apologies to Barry, but I think I'll have to go with the unbeaten team, so I'll go for the Bombers.
Yeah, it's fine.
Having watched both the teams in the past few weeks, I'm going on Ramco. I think Brownsville will drop one soon, and this is the opportunity for someone to knock them off. I think watching the way Ramco played last week, they moved the ball really, really well, and delivery to Max Baddick on the weekend was just sublime. You know, he had it just perfect all day. If they can continue that, and Cameron Hawke and guys like that, and Robbo Gorman finding form, I think Ramco will win. So.
Okay, move on to the last game, and we've got Paringa Swans at home against Wonka. Really a lot riding on this game because Wonka can get back into the finals race if they knock off Paringa, who are of the 4 top teams have really been struggling over the past month or so. In for Paringa we've got Kurt Maitland, and out we've got Matt Andrews and Nick Dillon, and in for Wonka we're not sure, but Simon Hucks is an out. Barry, how do you see this one playing out? A really important game.
I'm going to go for Paringa. I reckon they were, even though the score was a big margin last week, they were in the game for patches in every quarter.
Yep.
And they've still got some good players in that team and some good guys who can get the ball and mark down forward. So I'll give Paringa the go on this one.
Okay. Now, what happened the first time around?
Paringa got up by about 30 points, I think. Yeah, it was right. Down at Wonka. It was a pretty close game all day. Yeah, it was a good game. So,
it's a tough one to pick. I know Paringa have still got a number of players out. Barry, look, I might give Wonka. I've been on them all year, so I reckon I'll give Wonka one more shot, and Mick better not let me down this time.
Very good. And obviously, I'm going to tip my boys. So, hopefully we can get over the line on the weekend. We certainly need to. So that's it from us for this week. We thank Barry for coming down all the way from Ramco to be on the show. We really appreciate that, mate.
No worries.
All the best for the weekend. And so that's it from us. Make sure you grab a copy of your game plan at the footy on the weekend, $3.50 at the gate, and and enjoy that. And we've got our final segment of the show coming up, the Fast Five. So enjoy that with Barry Gavranich. Thanks, Barry.
Nice, thank you. There'll be Michael Disco Draper. Once the music hits the dance floor, he's out on there dancing away. So yeah, Michael Disco Draper. He is, and with the hairdryer, he gets a lot of the girls there. That would be Blake Watkins or Colo Gorman. Always forgetting something. That would be probably Jason Wilson, I'd say. He's pretty quick in and out after the game. That would be Rob O'Gorman. Spends a lot of time in the shower and just prays around with the shirt off, so that'd be Rob. Yep. Again, Jason Wilson, about 6 coffees about 10 minutes before the game. So, yep, Jason Wilson for that one as well.